Since I'm filming this from my lake cabin, I thought I'd go with the unshaven, rough and tumble look. The cover of Periodical 2 from the 1945 Signal series shows this interesting photo of a young, modern German couple. By 1944, an intense German propaganda campaign pushed the employment of women to work in factories in order to free up men to fight on the front, much as was happening in America. Here in episode 223, we'll take a look at the German blasting boat, which came into service just around the Normandy invasion. From this periodical, we'll go through an article which covers these boats and see some German Navy footage which shows exactly how this new weapons platform was used. Then we'll see some footage taken by American soldiers just after the German capitulation, which shows how they were secretively assembled and what the American GIs had believed that they'd found. As that rare footage rolls, I'll provide a more technical description of the boat's characteristics, so stick around. It's worth it. I promise. The caption of this photo reads, "Mit der Geschwindigkeit," with the speed of a fast car, the blasting boat races towards the enemy target. This article is titled, "Die kleinsten Kriegsschiffe der Welt." The invasion on the Normandy coast has led to a concentration of enemy war and transport ships. Their proximity to the coast makes engaging these targets with traditional warships and submarines difficult. In response, speedboats and improvised craft are being used with totally new combat methods. These speedboats, along with the one-man torpedo, have shown themselves to be effective. Specifically, these small wooden boats are in fact modified race boats. They have the speed, are built in a similar manner, and can be launched basically from any location along the coast. Around the top edge of the front of the boat's deck, which can be seen easily in the photo to the left, is a mechanical frame structure that is connected to the boat's explosive charge. When the boat is aligned and racing towards the target, the pilot can flip the switch, which arms the triggering mechanism. When it collides with the target, the charge of hundreds of kilos detonates. The explosive charge makes up about a quarter of the total weight of the boat. The power of the explosion is able to defeat pretty much any enemy target. In addition to its speed, at night the boats are very difficult to spot. Its maneuverability gives the boat's pilot the opportunity to choose its attacking angle and so reduce the enemy's ability to take defensive action. Along with the blasting boats, a command boat is present with an officer who chooses the targets and generally organizes the attack. When the boat is in position for a combat run, the pilot activates the charge, locks the steering mechanism, and then flings himself backwards into the water. The officer in the command boat is then able to steer the now unmanned blasting boats by radio control into their targets. The command boat that has stayed back during the attack retrieves the pilot. In the photo to the right, we see the moment the pilot, after completing his run, has been picked up out of the water by the command boat. Under his leather suit, the pilot wears a wetsuit that keeps him warm in the water. He has a life vest, a signal torch that can be easily seen at night, and even carries emergency rations.
Großadmiral Dönitz besichtigt nach der Begrüßung durch Admiral Haye Ausbildungsstätten der neuen erfolgreichen Kampfmittel der Kriegsmarine. Vor Beginn der Besichtigung sagte der Großadmiral zu seinen Männern: Seit ihr an der Invasionsfront dem Feinde in härtestem Einsatz große Verluste zugefügt habt, schaut das deutsche Volk voller Hoffnung auf euch Männer der Kampfmittel. Sprengquote machen klar zum Auslaufen. Das Führerboot fährt voran. Nach seiner Einweisung erfolgt der Einsatz der Sprengquote. Vor Erreichung des Zieles lässt sich der Pilot über Bord fallen und ferngesteuert rast die Sprengladung auf das Ziel los.
This American footage was taken in May of 1945. As we can see by the film's title, the Americans believed that these boats were meant to be piloted by suicide pilots. Like the Me-262, these boats were often assembled in unusual locations, for example, here in a forested area, to avoid Allied bombing. By October of 1944, 385 of the light explosive boat type Linse had been manufactured. The cruising range was 100 nautical miles at a speed of 15 knots. The purpose of the Linse was for the pilot to approach a targeted ship head-on at full speed and then jump off the boat about 300 meters away. The metal springed frame that ran around the bow of the ship didn't actually trigger the main charge, but rather a 3 to 7 second delay fuse. On impact, the Linse itself sank immediately due to its light but rear-heavy construction. Finally, the delay fuse would detonate the main charge under the target's hull to ensure maximum damage. The main charge located at the stern initially consisted of 300 kilograms and later 480 kilograms of explosives. The overall success of the Linse was poor. Ships were damaged, but no Allied ships were sunk. In the description of the video, you can find links to originals like the periodical we looked at that are for sale. Patreon members get to preview all uploaded videos and get access to exclusive footage. I encourage you to join our community. Open a free account at military1945.com. Thanks for watching.